Welcome to CRDA's Resources for Resiliency series. My guest today is Mary Barrineau. Mary is the owner and president of Resiliency Staffing. We've worked with Mary often on helping to recruit companies to the region. She has clients across the board in a variety of industry sectors. We're going to start today on the industrial side and ask Mary to speak about what's going on in the manufacturing and distribution sectors in the economy. Are people back to work, and when will they get back to work?
Right now, the state of the market is that everyone is slowly staging bringing people back. Part of that is due to bringing in the COVID processes and having to roll them out step by step and making sure that everyone is comfortable with them and they're able to maintain the workforce and the workflow at the same time. The other part is that a lot of our manufacturing here in Charleston is dependent upon suppliers that aren't here. So if the supplier is in Michigan, then we aren't getting anything from them. Mexico just opened back up maybe 10 days ago. So that is slowing down the process of some of the automotive here, as well as in China. So we aren't only just pulling the trigger for ourselves saying we're ready to go, but we also are needing the suppliers to be able to supply the demand that we are starting to see.
All right. Well, thank you for that. So then let's turn to the white collar side. You've got clients here. There's a good marketplace for white collar workers in Charleston, but we hear a lot of professionals and engineers and management people need to be recruited in from other parts of the country. What are you seeing in terms of white collar clients getting back to work? And if you could address where you see the recruiting aspect of this, where it is now, and where you think it will go once the COVID crisis recedes a little bit.
I see that the white collar, a lot of them initially were saying we're going to be able to continue working from home. But if you're talking about engineering, one of my customers, we have quite a bit of assembly, sub-assembly, but they also have very heavy engineering support and production planning support. And as those lines are being brought back, the white collar that supports it is expected to be back in the building so that they can help support and collaborate with them. If you're talking about more accounting or call center, one of our call center customers has people working from home until the middle of the summer. The other call center customer is having people come in and spacing them out and creating a different shift altogether.
So how about on the recruiting side? Do you still see Charleston as a market where the white collar workers, the professional workers will come to for the right job?
Oh, absolutely. Charleston recruiting is difficult, but it's been difficult nationally. It's not that we specifically have a problem that nobody else has. What we have is a place that everyone loves to live in that is being continuing to spread out. So you might not be in downtown Charleston, but you'll find your place in other parts of this Tri-County area. So the recruiting is easy as long as you are providing a workplace and work conditions that people enjoy working in. And I mean that from the very top to the very low. I have a customer that is straight distribution and they pay middle wages, not the highest and not the lowest, and everyone loves to work there. You need to treat the people well at all different levels, and it makes it a lot easier to do your job.
That's always an interesting topic is the culture. So now a question that's of great interest to CRDA. Obviously, our primary role is to recruit companies and talent to the region. That's slowed down quite a bit. But before this, we were red hot. The region's unemployment rate was approaching 2%. We heard a lot of comments. I won't say complaints, but comments. It was difficult to find workers in various industries. Well, when we come back, companies are going to rehire, many of them anyways, and we feel pretty bullish about Charleston's chances to get new companies in industrial supply chains, new companies in life sciences, new office space companies. So what's your sense on the overall labor force? Are we going to be ready? Is the market going to be different than it was when we had the 2% unemployment just a few months ago?
I've heard from a number of our customers that this has given them the opportunity to realign, push the reset button, look at their whole picture in a broader sense, and determine what could be cross-functional, what do we really not need anymore. So I think that when people come back, they might not bring everyone back. They might not actually have that job position for them. So 2% unemployment is a number that makes everyone really uncomfortable. But honestly, when you get to 4 or 5%, you're still competing for the top and the best of the best. So we're going to continue to have that issue, but it's not going to be the same. And if you are recruiting for a position, what we always say to our customers, be ready to interview. When you give us the job, you need to be ready to pull the trigger, because employees are interviewing customers as hard as the customers are interviewing the employees. So you really everyone needs to put their best foot forward and be prepared to, if you're ready to pull the trigger, then pull the trigger. But if you think it's going to be 3 or 4 months out, then I would hold off, because most likely those candidates will not be available.
All right. Well, Mary, thank you very much for participating in our series today. We appreciate your support.